Hi, thank you for watching my video. I'm going to show a quick demo of my technology, which is an app that acts like a database and a database that acts like an app, a hybrid of the two. I'm going to be using JavaScript and Node.js to be running this one, as well as a Raspberry Pi that's plugged into a battery, so it's remote, Raspberry Pi Zero. So let's get started. First, I SSH into the Pi Zero. Give it my password. Okay, so now I'm in it. And I move to the file that the app is stored. And then I start up a GNU screen. Alright, so now I can get the app up and running. Here we go. So the first thing that shows is X is the beginning of the tree, and then HTML is a socket.io branch, and we have one of these branches running. And then it also asks for a decipher and cipher branch. It asks for a password to decrypt some files. But before we give it the password, let's go up to the Firefox and see how this socket.io website works. So here it is, and then this information here is the same information that's being shown in the app's redevel print line in SSH. But I can go on the website and I can pass it some keywords like weather. If I do that, then the app is going to update. And we can see it's reflected here on the REPL. Here the update comes in, and this is an e-ink display. So even if this thing turns off, that display will still be there. It also is very easy to see in the sun. The major issue is it takes a while to render, as you just saw there. Alright, so now let's give this Ciph branch the password information it wants. I'm actually going to give it the wrong info first, so it gives me some feedback, and then it asks me again to try it out. As you can see, that was the first try, one. This now is my second try, two. And I did it successfully, so then the app started up the Twilio Programmable SMS branch. So here we have a socket.io HTML server, and here we have a Twilio SMS server, both running concurrently. And the app updated itself to show, or pardon me, the e-ink updated itself to show us that the Twilio program is now running. So I'm going to open up my phone and send a text to the Twilio phone number. And I'll send a little froggy. So we can see the frog came in. Here, I haven't yet updated emoticons, but that's a frog. And then if we look up here in the HTML, the frog's showing up. All right, let's send just some normal text here. There's hello world, and it will show up here. There we go. down here, this mail service is an email. So if I go into my emails, I also have that information there. Now there are keywords that we can send, just as there are in the HTML. So I'll send one of those keywords. And display will show the squid. Now let's look in a little more detail. So if I click on this chat and get the information about it, there we go. So that was the text that was sent, the third SMS I sent it. I can check the first SMS. There's the frog. But if I check an SMS that hasn't come in yet, it's undefined. All right. So something else I can do is I can look up the HTML and it shows this information. And I can actually make a whole new HTML server by modifying this information and then running the function. So let's see how that works. So instead of log, I use this kernel function. So there are 3 functions in what I'm calling a kernel that makes all the magic happen. And I'm going to update it with some information. So the file is going to now be index1.html. And the port is going to be an open port. Okay, so let's try it. So why didn't it change? Let's have a look at this. The issue is the parent isn't null because it's like updating a database. So instead, let's add this keyword to the end, which means use the new one. Okay, now it's updated. So if we look at HTML as a log, we now have the updated information. And running it, this now is the second HTML. So going here, we can see all that information was presented in the first website. Now let's go to the second website and see what the difference is with that index I sent it. Okay, so the colors are the difference. And I can send it a special keyword. And it should update. Weather takes a bit to update because it has to also check what the current weather is. Okay, here we go. Now it's come in. And if I look at the other one, we see that it also received that information. And the REPL has the information as well. And we can look that up. But if we go to message 3, not going to be there. What about message 1? Yeah. Now can see message 1 came from a different server than message 2, or not server, client, socket.io client. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. Thanks. Cheers.